play.
Alright guys, we're live here on the Touch Base Podcast. I'm Mason, aka Amiiglows. I'm here with Josue, my co-host.
Hello guys.
And he runs AmiiboSteal, and we've got two guests today. We've got Bobby Pauls.
I feel like I didn't leave yet.
Yeah. Well, he was on last week.
Yeah, I was here last week, and I feel like I haven't left yet, so that's cool. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and of course we have Gandakris, who is kind of like the largest celebrity in the Amiibo customizing world right now.
Hello.
So we've got a pretty awesome episode planned out, I think. So with that said, I guess we'll start with the state of our collections. So Christine, why don't you go first?
Okay, so I am really particular when it comes to figures. And I think that has a reason why I put so much detail on a lot of stuff. So I don't really collect figures unless I really, really love it. So a good example is like, I don't know if you guys like DC, but I have the Bombshells Hawk Girl, and I fell in love with that when I first saw that. So that's like one of my prized possessions, I guess. And I think I, of course, have a Pikachu. I have Mewtwo, and I have the Twilight Wolf Link. And those are like my favorite ones. So I don't really collect the other ones too much. I know my sister has Olimar and Dr. Mario, but I have to really love it to collect it. It's really weird because I barely keep anything in my room. It's like bare. So it's really weird. That's like my little OCD, I guess. So that's the other stuff too. So really random. Really, really random.
So you customize Amiibo, but you don't have a very large collection.
No, I know, it's really weird. I really have to love them. And I think it's because I've been in like the Super Smash scene, like competitive scene, like for so long. So I've been surrounded by the characters so much, and I'm used to it. And I like collecting, but I have to really like it. And I have to like catch my eye with the detail and stuff. So that's like my little niche when it comes to collecting anything, like figure-wise.
Fair enough, fair enough. So you break the norm compared to all the other customizers we've talked to so far. You're the only one that doesn't have a large Smash Brothers collection.
I know, it's so weird.
But it's just different. It's a nice breath of fresh air. So how about you, Bobby? Did you add anything this week? Or
No, I didn't add anything. Well, I did. Real quick story. My wife for Christmas, or for my birthday, I'm sorry, had bought me the Mother 2 collection from Boulevard Nights, but the Pooh was broken when I got in. So we contacted Brian yesterday. He was really cool about it. He's like, look, we'll send you a new one. He was actually offering to give me free stuff to reproduce, to get it corrected. And I was like, no, I don't need anything additional. That's fine. I appreciate it. But he's handling it like a true gentleman, and I'm really happy about that. We're going to swap the bases out because I had said at the Mason I wasn't really happy about the bases because he took them off, and I was like, look, I'll send these ones back to you. Can you send me new ones with the base, and how much would you charge me? And he's like, I'm not going to charge it for the bases just because of the issue that you have with these. So class act all the way. I'm really happy. Like, that's my thing now. Is collecting the customs. Like, I mentioned this last week, like, when the hunt kind of went away and the excitement for getting them, now I'm more excited about getting, like, that rare one, like that one that I'm the only one that has. So, for me, that's what has me excited, is getting these ones that is only, just only I can have, more or less. So I like the customs a lot. So that's where I'm leaning more into as we move forward. But
cool. Okay, Josue, you got anything cool this week?
Haven't really gotten an Amiibo because I'm kind of up to date, but kind of most Amiibos are coming out next week. So Ryu, Roy, Famicom Rod, and the Animal Crossing Amiibos, including with the Series 3 of the Animal Crossing Amiibo card. So I have my pre-orders already. One of them with Best Buy, and the other one with GameStop. So I'm pretty excited about getting that. Other than that, that's kind of my state of my collection for now.
So. Okay, and then for me this week, Bobby convinced me last week that I need to pick up the Wolf Link amiibo, so I went to GameStop this morning. I was talking with the guys, and I was like, "You guys don't happen to have any of the bundle with the game and the Wolf Link left?" And they're like, "Technically, no. We got pre-orders that didn't get claimed, but they're he's like, let me check." And there was one today that came up, for grabs. That it was past the date, so I managed to get one with a bundle. So I was pretty happy about that.
That's awesome.
That's awesome, yeah.
I really love the Twilight Wolf Link amiibo. I think it's because it's the most detailed I've seen personally from the series so far. So that's why I love it a lot. Just because the rock formation itself, detail on Lane.
Yeah.
It was my favorite before, but I think the Wolf Link takes it right now. It's probably going to be Ryu when he comes out, but so far.
Well, so I was looking at it, and the guys at the store were like, "How are you going to make him glow?" I don't know if I'm going to be able to, because I was looking at it, the entire body and the legs seem to be one solid piece. Mm-hmm. So without cutting him into pieces, I don't know if I'm going to be able to. So I feel like Nintendo is trying to cut me out and edge me out of the business.
Just enjoy the amiibo. You don't have to tear every single one apart. Just enjoy it.
But I do. Hold on. Right now, I do. I have to tear them all apart.
Yeah, you don't have to. You choose to. There's a difference.
No.
You're right, though. The Twilight Link Wolf is a complete solid piece. So I think that's why I like it too, is because it was so well made.
Yeah.
So it's really strong, and if you could throw that a couple times around the room, it's gonna be fine. So so I think that's why I really like it. It's because it's just really well made, and they put a lot of effort into it. When the difference between Amiibo, not to hinder Amiibo or anything like that, but Disney Infinity figurines are really thick. They're a lot thicker actually than the Amiibo ones. Some of them kind of just hollow.
I like the Disney Infinity stylized more than the Amiibo. I don't like the serious looking Amiibo because I don't feel like they fit. When you look at the cartoony ones, King Dedede or any of those type of ones, they look cool. But when you get into the Link and the Zelda, they just seem off a little bit facially wise, not in terms of their poses or anything. They just don't fit to me. I'm more a fan of, because if you compare the Princess Peach from Smash against the Princess Peach in the Mario Party one, I feel like the one in the Mario Party one is better. They took some of the details off it, yeah, but I mean, as far as the character is, I like that one a lot better.
So that kind of brings us to a great example of the Fire Emblem series. Initially, Marth and Ike with their derp faces just look terrible. I feel like they've improved since the reprints, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think with the reprints, a lot of people have been saying, with the reprints, a lot of people have a problem with either getting the first print or second just because of the rarity. And I think, honestly, when I look at a reprint, I kind of look at what I first had, when I got it the first day, and then compare it to, the newer versions or the newer ones made. And you can tell that some of them, obviously, had more work done than others. For example, when I got my NES Amiibo from the GameStop restock that we had in July, looking at it and looking at the Amiibos from now, there's a lot, including the paint, that was not. I wouldn't say it was poorly done, but it wasn't done the way that we see it today. Comparing it to Lucas, his stripes and everything are perfect, including his hair. So a lot of with the reprints, a lot of people look at it as, whatever reprint, it's not going to be rare, or you won't get enough money for it. But I kind of love it just by seeing how much more detail they can input into it and make it look a whole lot better than compared to the older ones or the first ones that were made.
And I think too, because they do hand paint them all, I think they struggled with them smaller faces to get the details in there originally. Because it was all the smaller faced characters that they struggled with. Because when you come around to Robin and Lucina, I feel like they did a good job with those two. So I think they're just getting practice and they're getting better at what they're doing. So
exactly, and the same thing with Roy. If you look at Roy, especially from the pictures that have been taken and whatnot, there's more detail into Roy than kind of the other Fire Emblem characters, including his sword. So
yeah,
exactly. As they've been doing Amiibo, they've been learning how to do it better. Including with Palutena, they've gotten so very detailed with it, which I love. For me, the more they get at it, the more better they do.
I think they're looking at some of the customizers and they're going, I think we need to step up our game because the customizers are kicking our butts.
Really?
Yeah, no kidding.
I will always use the artists. So I think Nintendo needs to start hiring a couple of artists. I'm telling you.
Yes.
Like Christine? Uh-huh.
Well, I feel like if they touch base with the community, it allows the company to grow.
That was a really good pun.
I see what you did there.
She touched base.
Oh, yes, you did.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Didn't mean that.
Pretty good, but it's okay. But no, it's really nice. Like for example, like Mad Cats, they really advise. You know, they get advisors from the community, and they ask like, what do they want? You know, what because it's their consumers. You know, so if you ask what your consumers want, you know, they're gonna purchase if you give it to them. You know, if you provide it for them. So I think it'd be amazing to have artists be able to give input. You know, because if you think about it, I feel like the community loves the game way more than Nintendo.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's fine. That's what
I agree.
getting the memorabilia and all that stuff. So I think it'd be amazing for them to contact and that's what companies are doing nowadays. They're really looking towards their community. So on that aspect, that's just amazing, and I would love to see that eventually.
Yes.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Like if Nintendo ever decides to, you know, do like Light Core Skylanders or like, you know, the like Saber effects, you know, Disney Infinity Star Wars stuff, I'm screwed. But you know what? Like honestly, I'd be okay with that because it means something new and innovative from Nintendo.
Exactly.
Well, I always love to give credit where credit is due, and I feel like if Nintendo were to say, "Hey, Amiiglows, can you help us prototype that?" That would be amazing. And you have a good following, and people know you in the community. So to be honest, it would give them a good reputation as a company to say, "Hey, we do care."
I feel like with the way Nintendo handles things, though, especially with like, you know, when people were uploading videos of Smash and everything and like claiming YouTube licenses and like, oh, you don't own this content.
But you're right. Nintendo is super stingy when it comes to their games or their characters. I don't know if you guys remember, but the Super Smash Bros. Community raised, I think, $24,000 for breast cancer research, so the game could go into the tournament. And Nintendo was about to stop that, so they got so much backlash from the community that they actually acknowledged it and they withdrew it.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I mean
that's why like I think it was a couple months. I can't exactly remember how long ago it was now. A month, 2 months ago, probably about 2 months ago, I had Evilos on my podcast, and we were talking about it. And one of the things that we asked about, like, because at one point he had a deal with Toys R Us, and he was moving along and all that stuff, and progressing, and about to do his customizings for Toys R Us, but they had to get permission from Nintendo, and they tried to go to Skylanders and Disney Infinity, and we were shocked that Nintendo was the one that was interested in it, and he got all the way up to like right before launch day before they pulled the plug on it. So to me, that shocked me to hear that. So I think that they have to be seeing what's going on. There's no way they could be that blind to not see all the customizations going on. So I think it's in their best interest to start reaching out to some of you guys and just be like, hey, you know, maybe we could do some one-offs, you know, something like that. Like maybe you could design a prototype for us, and then we grab it and we go with it. Obviously, like when you start doing some of the different things like the Okami, that's going to be a little different because they don't own the rights to that character. But it's also in that aspect of like they can go like, hey, paint Mario different, you know, and show us what you can do, and then take that and move it along. So I think in those aspects they can definitely do something.
I mean, I agree. My concern as a customizer is that Nintendo's going to come along one day and just send me a cease and desist and be like, stop doing anything to our figures, and
I
like
don't see that happening.
shut me down.
I really don't, because it's not like, first off, they are making money because you have to buy all these Amiibo in order to customize them.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you're not doing anything wrong to them. You're actually making them cool. Now, if you were to make their characters do things that they shouldn't be doing, that might be a situation where they go, hey, wait a minute, this isn't cool, and shut it down. But everything that you guys all across the board are doing, I don't see anything wrong with it to warrant them to come to you and say, knock it off, you know? it isn't like, let's be honest, at the end of the day, you're not making a boatload of money off of it. A lot of times you're just making ends meet if you're not making a little bit more than that. Like, it's not like anybody's getting rich off of it. So if they tell you to stop, it is what it is. But I don't see them doing that.
Yeah. It would make me sad though. Like if they ever did do that, I feel like there would be a huge backlash from the community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think they would stop everybody completely.
Yeah. So they would get a lot more backlash, and honestly, they don't want that. They don't want to deal with that, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for the most part, they want to see this product. And Amiibo has been such a hit, and I feel like they're finally, honestly, this year, I feel like they're taking the initiative to really know what their consumers want, because, you know, past couple of years, I had a Wii, barely used it, but now I'm so excited to see all these different games on the platform, you know, and the fact that they brought in Cloud into Super Smash Bros. You know, it just shows that they're willing to shift a little bit, you know, and allow other companies to join in with Shovel Knight and all that stuff. So it's exciting.
I really thought we were going to see Shovel Knight in Smash. I really did.
I would love to see Twilight Link in there.
Yeah.
I think that would be really cool.
That could be interesting. I guess with that, what games you guys been playing this week?
I'm actually playing a game that I'm about to review this week. I'll say the name of the game, but I'm under embargo, so I can't really talk about the game.
Fair enough.
It's a Mutant Mudds Super Challenge. It's the sequel to Mutant Mudds, but it comes out the 17th. And so I've been enjoying. Well, I can't really say anything, but I've been playing that a lot. I've been playing Twilight Princess quite a bit, and I actually been playing Animal Crossing City Folk again because I just bought that again, the $20 on the Wii. So I picked that up this week, and I've been playing that.
So how far are you in Twilight Princess? Without trying not to spoil the game for anybody that hasn't.
No, I won't. I'm in the Tears of Light. So
okay.
I just finished the second part of that, and I'm moving on to the third one.
Last week when you were here, we talked about the Wolf Amiibo is useful beyond a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Probably some of the best Amiibo functionality we've seen.
Yes.
Because it's used as your saving device. Like I'm sure it saves to the game, to the console as well.
Yeah, these the consoles will.
But the Amiibo, you just tap it into the game and it loads exactly where you were last.
Yeah.
But in addition to that, it's supposed to unlock a new dungeon. When does that new dungeon come in the storyline?
I don't think it's in the storyline. I think it's like a challenge. It's like a challenge dungeon.
Okay.
So you can scan that in. I believe when you scan it in the beginning, if you hold it down or tap it down again, it will open it up or allow you to get into it. I haven't really messed with it, so I can't really be 100% sure. But it's not like it's something in the game where you have to get to a certain part in the game and it unlocks. It's kind of like when you play. I don't know if you've ever played any of the Arkham Knight games. Or the Arkham games, it's kind of like where they have these challenges, like you take on 30 guys, things of that nature, and you try to do it in the best time and all that. So
gotcha.
It's kind of like that.
So Josue, how about you? Because you had lots of gaming to do yesterday.
Yeah, so probably the only gaming actually I've done this week. Played Splatoon with the community, so I kind of we on a monthly basis we try to at least have include the whole community in playing game. So we decided on doing Splatoon, and we had a great turnout from the community. Like our lobbies were pretty filled, so we played about at least an hour, if not more. So it was great. It was a lot of fun. A lot of people liked it. A lot of people telling us how great it was, and they're looking forward to another one. Hopefully either next month, if not sometime at the end of this.
Cool. I played a little bit of Splatoon yesterday. I was hoping to make it to your thing, but I got busy. Doing stuff in the afternoon, so I wound up playing last night and got my butt handed to me. I decided to try out the carbon roller. It went okay, not so great.
Yeah, it's not that good.
So the problem is that there was this one dude that was using a carbon roller that would just all he did was jump and throw the ink, and that's all he.
That's what you have to do, yeah. Because with the carbon roller, it's too light. So if you literally run into somebody, you won't take them out.
Yeah.
You'll bounce a couple times. You have to hit them 2-3 times before you roll through them. Like with the other roller, you just kind of roll over everybody. So that's when you see people jumping and throwing, they typically have the carbon roller.
Gotcha.
It's not that good.
Yeah, well, my team, for some reason, just could not figure out how to handle this guy that was doing that. So everybody just kept getting splatted. It was really quite pathetic. So, yeah. And then I've been working on doing the Inkling Boy Amiibo challenge bits to unlock all the stuff from him. So,
That's awesome.
And then I've been playing Pokemon Yellow nonstop. So that's pretty much what I've been playing. How about you, Kristen? You did any gaming this week?
To be honest, I barely game just because I have no time. I literally work on Amiibo every single second of the day that I can possibly get. Although I do play Smash because there's always a couple of tournaments in my area, so I go over there and I play Smash and I enter, and I always play Smash at my friend's house. I've always played Smash. It's like my competitive game, So I mean, I used to go to tournaments a lot. So yeah, I try to at least get.
So are you like a semi-pro player? Like, could you kick all of our butts probably?
I don't know. It would be fun to go against everyone and play and see all that. Strangely enough, the only reason why I think I'm lucky, I actually happened to go to a school with some of the top players. They snuck in there and they gave me like a couple of,
The answer, listen, she's being politically correct. The answer she wants to say is, "I will whip you all like it's nobody's business," and she knows it's true, but she's trying to be too polite, and that's not the case.
Yeah. So one thing I think we should do is a community leaders tournament and have everybody in the community, like all the custom artists, like all the people that host podcasts, like Amiibo News, Amiibo Alerts, have everybody do one giant Smash tournament online. And I have a feeling that Gandakris would kick everybody's butt.
It's okay. I will teach everyone. Amazing.
She's rubbing her hands together like.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, I'm ready now.
I'll train everyone. We'll have a battle. We'll put them all together.
We need a rematch, by the way.
Yes, you and I need a rematch because Josue and I are about the same skill level, I think. He beat me, but barely last time. But I've been practicing against his frickin' Jigglypuff.
Oh, you mean Jigglypuff?
Yeah, he mains Jigglypuff, and I main Lucario for the most part. So, well, I guess we'll see. So,
Let's see.
Yeah. So, with that said, Pokken Tournament out this Friday.
I'm getting.
I played a demo this morning at GameStop, and it was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so excited for it now.
What character do you think you want to main or focus on? Is there a specific Pokemon?
Lucario's my main in Smash.
Lucario?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We'll see how it turns out. I played as him today, and then I was like, okay, I got to play this. Bobby?
I'm probably gonna get it. I haven't pre-ordered it or anything like that. This week I start getting crazy with work, so it'll probably be about 2 weeks before I get it. But I plan on getting it. I really, really want that controller. That controller is awesome.
Oh,
really?
The Hori controller? Yeah.
I didn't think the controller. I mean, it looks good, but it's. Yeah. I mean, I've already got like 2 of the frickin' Hori fight pads that are honestly crap compared to like the GameCube controller for Smash, and then I've also got a Wii U Pro controller plus the gamepad. Like I've got controllers coming out the waterworks here.
Yeah, I like that one. I don't know what it is about it. I just like it. It reminds me of an old school NES controller with a mix of a GameCube controller. Something about it. I like it a lot. So I'm probably going to get that as well. So we'll see.
That's awesome.
I think it's a very exciting game, and I'm happy Nintendo has another competitive game under their belt, because it brings a lot of people together, and it's really cool to see where you stand against other players and stuff like that. So I know Cali, they have the arcade version of Pokken that you can try out. So if you ever get the chance, you're in Cali. So.
I know a lot of the Dave & Buster's had gotten them for a while, just as demos to try them out. So I think if anybody's close to a Dave & Buster's, that's probably a good chance to try it out too. Because originally it started in Japan, and then it went so well there that they decided to bring the game to the United States on the Wii U. But then they said, "Hey, let's demo this in the arcades to see how it did." Because I had heard rumors that it really didn't do that good in Japan arcades, but I don't know for sure.
Well, so I was at the Dave & Buster's near me like last week, and they didn't have it. But to give you an idea, the Dave & Buster's near me still has Guitar Hero 3.
Wow.
So
they need to be updated just a little bit.
Yeah,
They're behind. They're clacking. It's okay.
Yeah.
But I'm excited.
Yeah. So with that said, I sent Josue a package, and I feel like it's killing him.
God. It is. Okay, so I have it here. So for a week, I have not opened this, and I'm the type of person that you get something in the mail and you just have to open it immediately. So I have not touched it. It's been a lot of effort into not trying to open it before time. So it's supposed to be open sometime in this podcast.
Yes, and I think I'm going to make you wait a little bit longer. But first, before that, show them what's on the tube.
Okay, so without showing addresses,
Yeah,
it says literally, it says do not open until the Touch Base podcast. So this is literally property of the Touch Base podcast. So I will not open it. Have not opened it. I've been waiting patiently. I can't wait to see what's in here.
So there's two different things in there.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so we'll let him open that in a little bit. With Amiibo coming out soon, next Friday we have Pokken Tournament and the Shadow Mewtwo card that comes with that. We've got Roy, Ryu, the American version of Famicom Rob, Digby, Timmy and Tommy, Cap'n and Rover, and the Animal Crossing Series 3 cards. That's a lot for a single day. Christine, what are you going to do to all these poor Amiibo that are about to be torn to shreds and whatnot?
I know, I'm so diabolical. You should see, like, the corner of my room. There's just limbs and heads and arms and legs.
God.
The Amiibo graveyard.
Yeah, I try to give it away, though, because, honestly, I try to reuse as much of the Amiibo. When I do cut it off, I really try to at least use most of it. If I can't help but cut it off and not use it, then, it happens. But I try to send these out so then other people can reuse them and sculpt them, and I hope it inspires them to push forward into creating whatever they want, So I just have it's scary. Like, it's really scary. If anyone really loves Amiibo and whatever, I advise them not to come into my house. 'Cause it's just,
You see all the photos I post of, like, the Amiibos completely torn apart, like, and I don't know if you saw the photo of all the pink dust from the Kirby I did recently.
Oh my god.
That was great. And
that was brutal.
Yeah, so I did that for Kick-Ash was wanting to do a Kirby that she's going to sculpt and do something with, and I'm not going to ruin what she's doing for anybody that's hoping to find out. But she asked me how I did it, and I showed her a picture of my drill, which is a big power drill. And so I showed her a picture of that with this like grinding tool on the end, and it just looks like something like a torture device. And she goes, "That poor Amiibo, it had no idea what was coming." I was like, "No, it didn't. It really didn't."
I love Kick-Ash. She's amazing.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah,
for real.
On the podcast. So yeah, with this Kirby Amiibo, it took me about a half hour of drilling inside this poor figure to get the walls thin enough that the light would show through, even at all. So that was fun. Any ideas what you're going to do with the Amiibos coming out soon?
Well, if anything, the one I'm looking forward to the most has to be Ryu, just because I love Street Fighter. I know a lot of my friends who love Street Fighter. And, Street Fighter itself has so many different costumes, and so many different characters that have the same, structural body. So, I mean, I want to do, like, Akuma for sure, because I love Akuma. Maybe Dan, because he's just adorable and he's funny. He's a good character. Just a lot. I just have so many plans that I'm just so eager to get my hands on. I think that GameStop literally, like, knows who I am now. Like, each member, because I go in there and I'm like, "Oh, can I pre-order?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure. How many?" Or like they even just say, "Oh, just one, right?" And I'm like, "No, just get 5 maybe." Or and they're like, "5 pre-orders for you?" Like, yeah. So like, it's funny because I go in there and they all know me now. So
yeah. So
I'm excited. That's the number one.
That's awesome. Yeah, so the GameStop that I go to, they all know me. Like, when I went this morning, they're like, "What are you here for?" I was like, "Well, my cat chewed through my 3DS charging cord, so I needed a new one." So I had to do that. But I was also, they're like, "So what are you going to do next?" And I was like, "I don't know. I've got something in mind, but basically, I need a Mewtwo Amiibo." And Christine, this is something that I want you to help with. I want to do a charity project, and I know you're really big on the charity projects. It's a single Amiibo, but I'm going to tear it apart completely, and I'm going to send one part of the Amiibo to a custom artist. And so, like, I would send you the head of something, and I would send the arm to Kick-Ash, and the other arm to, like, I don't know, AK Shop, and everybody would just not talk, but do whatever they want to it. You can sculpt it, you can tear it apart, you can completely modify it, but when it comes back to me, it has to be the socket to insert it back together has to be where it needs to be. Basically, we created an Amiibo Frankenstein and then auctioned it off for charity.
That is awesome. I remember you talking about it on the last podcast, too, and I was like, that is such a good idea. I was like, I hope we get it underway and get it going, because I thought that was really, really cool. That's an absolutely cool idea.
Yes.
But everyone has different styles, too, so I can only imagine what it's going to look like.
Exactly. At the end, I'll make something glow on it, And I figure like Mewtwo's probably the best bet because he's a larger figure and there's lots of parts to work with. But what I really want to do is have Ryan Boulevard Knights 3D print a custom base for it, and have something that would be the part that I'd have him do, and then everybody else could do other parts. But I think that would be really, really cool. So hopefully, as soon as I find a Mewtwo amiibo and I get them pulled apart, I'll get everybody together and we'll try to get that going. As far as customs go, you have an army of 8-bits of mine.
I know. I keep on forgetting too. It's just that I've been trying to get everything situated, so I'm getting like a lot of, because I just got back from Portland, so then I have to prepare for Wizard World here in Vegas. So I'm trying to find the groove. Don't want to say I'm a disorganized person, but if I have a lot on my plate, it's hard for me to concentrate. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to organize myself so I'm a bit better when it comes to time management and stuff like that. It's really my first time ever allowing commissions. So it's taken me, I'm still not even used to it, but it's taken me a year to realize how much work it takes to answer emails, to ship out, it literally is just me. Sometimes I'll hire my neighbors and then I'll pay them in food, but so it's taken a while. I give props for artists who can manage and be able to communicate so well. So I'm getting there. I feel so bad. It's right here, and I'm like, I gotta finish it, but there's just so many things going on. I'll finish it. I'm getting better.
Yeah, like we've talked about it every month or so. You update me or whatever, which is fine. I'm not in any rush for them. But since you guys don't know what we're talking about, so a while back I sent her 6 or 8 8-bit Marios, the classic Marios that I made the stands all glow different colors. So the idea was to have her custom paint basically an 8-bit army of all different color schemes, specifically have a Waluigi one, Wario one, classic Luigi, I can't remember what else we talked about, but a bunch of different color schemes. And the first one she did was the Shadow 8-bit Mario, which we put up for the Smash Hunger auction, and it did pretty well. That thing looked awesome.
Thank you. I made 2 of that. I did 2 of them, so they're just chilling here. I started a few. I just haven't gotten the time to be sit down and just
do the rest
knock it all out.
Well, yeah, I'm going to keep the second Shadow Mario. I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest, but I will be keeping.
It's totally up to you. I like donations. I think charity has been such a big part of my family, and when I was in college, that's what I did, Circle K and stuff like that. So the fact that, honestly, I think this community does the most charity work at this point, because there's so many charities that people involve themselves with, and it's really nice, and I feel like you should always give back. So charity, when anyone ever does charity, it's just, honestly, it's rewarding in itself. So
yeah,
I like it when we do charity. So if we can do charity, let's do it.
Yeah. Awesome. So we don't have too much more to talk about today, really, but we have a couple questions for Christine from the community, and I wrote them all down. At least all the ones I got. I don't know about you, Josue. So if
those would. Let me see if I can pull up more.
I've only got 4. And I'll save my favorite one for last from Sefe. So that's going to be a good one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so adorable. He's amazing.
Yes.
By the way,
yes.
He helps everyone, and
yes.
And he's so good at what he does that he is in high demand. So props to him. He does amazing work. I think Nintendo should hire him box art.
Yeah.
You should hit him up.
Yeah, and he does it all for free.
Yeah.
I know, and that's the thing. He does it for free. So, like, as much as I want to help him as much to promote him and stuff, and if he wants anything else, I mean, I'm totally down. Because honestly, he's so good at it. He's so good.
Well, okay.
You know, and there's some box art.
A little quick story about him and like how we started. Even when we were at 200 followers, like I reached out to him because we saw his work and we were very impressed, and we were really looking for a hand, especially with everything that we were doing, because building our name was something pretty hard, especially that there's a lot of communities that are growing from it, especially with the Amiibo community, since there's always newer ones. So it was kind of hard for us to kind of like get out there if we didn't have like proper work. Especially that we liked a good-looking website and good content. So we reached out to him, and he was, again, very sweet guy. Like, he was very, like, outgoing. He's very outgoing. Like, he's very helpful in the sense that he doesn't mind helping anyone or anything. And he has, like, really for nothing back, which is honestly, like, I admire it. He's done a lot, like the development on our website. We started in November of last year. At least we started like planning out in September, but our website development started in November, and we had it finished by December, by the time that the Nintendo Direct came out. So, man deserves it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I just actually started contacting him and talking to him this week, and because I didn't even know who honestly, I didn't even know who he was until you had said something last week to me, Mason, and I was like, I gotta check this dude out, and he's awesome. He really is. He's a good guy. And everybody should be following him and checking him out, because a lot of the artwork you're getting for your custom Amiibo is coming from him. Like, he's a rock solid guy. So, and
you can ask anything back whatsoever. I want to give him so much. Yeah, I definitely do. He's an amazing person. So that's what I like about this community, is that there's certain people that just shine based on the fact that they're just really good people.
Yeah. I mean, and like, Seth has done, like, I think he's done pretty much everybody's logo at this point, except for Bobby, except for yours, but that's because you do art yourself.
Yeah, I do my own stuff.
You didn't need it. But like, I feel like pretty much every custom artist, he's done their logo. So, yeah. So I mean, the guy's prolific and as awesome as they come, and he does it all like out of the goodness of his heart. So
yeah.
So props to Seth. And
for real, follow him if you haven't. Like, for real.
Yeah. All right, so let's get on those questions for Christine. So, first one was from at the Falcon Crunch. What was your favorite Amiibo customization that you've done so far?
I have to say, well, I have several. It's hard to choose because I have so many in my head that I've cherished. Because it comes to the point where I might even like it so much to where I don't want to give it away. But then I realize that they're gonna love it a lot more than I would. So. I have to say several. The Iwata one is up there, alongside Armored Mewtwo, and the Okami one is one of my favorites too.
Oh
I don't know what to do. That one is one of my favorites.
So
I know Bobby likes to collect, but what would be your like #1 customized Amiibo to get?
The one
I know you're customization.
For me, that I have now, I got a bunch. My buddy on my podcast, Toby, does some amazing work. Like, he takes the Amiibo and does them a serious take on them. So, an example was he took Captain Falcon and removed the stand, and then the base he actually did asphalt. So it's like he's like running on a street and stuff, but he repainted the whole body, so it's actually blue. I think he did amazing with that. But one of my favorites is the one that I just recently got from Xanric and Sky, from Catherine, which I commissioned her to do a piece of Rusty from SteamWorld Dig, and Image and Form is like one of my favorite companies, indie companies. And I reached out to her and I said, "Can you do this for me?" And she said, "Yeah, absolutely." So I actually did it, and I did a little a review video on it. Image and Form saw it. They grabbed it. They did a little 30-second video of it showing off. They contacted her and was like, "Hey, can you do one for us?" So I was excited because I was the only one that had it until they're gonna make one for her. But that's what I like about it, you know. So I would say that one, and then the one that Toby did for me. But Toby just did one too. That was.
I think I've seen his work too. I've seen his work. I loved his Shovel Knight.
Yes,
yes. Was one of my favorite.
Yeah, and then
the gems at the bottom.
Yes.
I was flipped out.
He did Skywolf too, and Skywolf was so. He's actually doing Wolflink right now. He is the last time I talked to him, he showed me pictures. He was working on Midna's headdress, and he was actually putting the details in there, and it looks unbelievable. Like, he had it for 5 minutes out of the package and was working on it. I was like, Toby, you are unbelievable, man. I can't believe you do this stuff. So
I wish because I've seen him around the internet so many times, and I wish that he would promote himself a little bit more, because his work, honestly, it is gorgeous.
I'm glad you're saying that, because I say that to him all the time, and he knows he can do good. But I think when it comes to that, he lacks a little confidence. Reddit beat him up pretty good when he did the Link amiibo that I actually wound up buying off of him, and that's how we met each other.
But Reddit is full of trolls and jerks.
But this is also when the amiibo first started, so he didn't really get a grasp on that, and I mean they really stuck it to him, and he was just like, forget this, and he did his own thing, something, you know, because he paints miniatures as his actual job, so he was just like, I'm not going to waste my time with this stuff, I'll go to this. I wish he would do more, but I get why he doesn't, you know, it's understandable, but yeah, when he does do something, it's unbelievable. He kills it every time. But the stuff that you do, I think the Marios that you
like, honestly,
are unbelievable. Like them Shadow, not the Shadow Mario, but the Galaxy ones where like the oh my god, it's slipping my mind right now. The Mario that chases you around.
Shadow Mario?
Yes, that's it.
It's from Sunshine, isn't it?
Is it from Sunshine? Yeah. I thought it was in Galaxy too, though, as well.
Yeah.
But that one I love. I thought you did an amazing job with that. And then that thing was. You're definitely up there.
This is a little bit backtracking, but I honestly, you know, with Toby, right? That's his name.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what name he goes by on the internet, but please tell him to continue. Because I used to be really quiet, and I understand that it's really scary to please, because you're going to get hate. You know, you're not going to please everyone, for sure. You're going to meet the worst of the worst people, you know, because the internet, you know, people aren't scared to talk. And I think people forget that there's also human beings behind the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he needs help out there. If he paints miniatures for a living, I can only imagine what his amiibos are gonna look like.
Yeah.
I honestly believe he needs to put it out there. He really, really do. Like, I would flip out. I will share his work. He needs to put it out there, though. If he puts his work out there, I will share it, and I'll help promote.
I'll tell him here. Like, we'll let him like tag us, and we'll put it on the Amiibo spotlights.
Okay.
Oh, you at it. Better. You better do it. And he disappears, and I'm like, where did he go? He needs to put more.
I know.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
But I understand, though, you know, like, being a quiet person before, because it took a lot for me to be where I am today, to be able to speak my mind, you know, and it takes a lot, and when you put yourself out there, it's scary because you're going to get judged, you know, but if I didn't do what I do now and be able to have the confidence to talk to everyone here, I wouldn't have friends, you know. So he needs to do it. He definitely needs to do it. I love talking to artists because they're the most quiet people sometimes. They have such amazing talent. They do, and they have the most to say too.
Yes.
They just don't want to say it. So he has to. I'm going to be really frustrated.
I'll make him listen to this episode. He can hear it directly from you. All right.
Because I've seen his work, so it's top notch.
Good.
Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
So my fun story with Reddit and hate from Reddit, when I did the 8-bit Mario with the fireball that I sculpted from scratch, which, Christine, you should have sitting on your thing over there, I believe. So when I did that one, I posted a picture of it, and I'd never done any sculpting of any sort before, so I was really proud of it. And I posted it on Reddit, and the first comment, within like 30 seconds after posting, some guy goes, "That looks like a sperm." I was like, thanks.
I saw that. Yeah, they're just...
You know, and I think how I've dealt with it, they're just things they're having an off day, or maybe their life is just not where they want it to be. They're going to have a way to, you know, like vent, and that's their venting. You know, sometimes I'll troll back, or then sometimes I'll just ignore it. But the point is, it's kind of the point where you got to realize, I think with the internet and stuff, that people forget that we're all human beings behind the screen. So with that incentive, I always just brush it off.
I don't think I've ever seen you troll back at all on Twitter or anywhere else, but I would love to see that.
On Reddit a little bit. And sometimes people say, oh, you know, I don't like it, and then I go back in and I'm like, I don't like it either. So fun with it. That if they were to meet you in person, they wouldn't say that stuff, you know. But you're gonna meet bad people. It's gonna happen. But for me, you know, if you don't need them in your life, you don't need them in your life. Include the people that bring positivity. You know. So that's what I say. I'm like, whatever. Reddit, you're gonna get good and bad.
Yeah.
So Amiibo deal with it. I have to deal with it. Yeah. Everyone has to deal with it. And at least you have people around you that are so supportive.
I just texted Toby now, and I said, Gandakris just went on a 5-minute rant about you, how much she loves your work. So I'm waiting to hear back what he says.
I love it. If we can do an art trade, oh my gosh, I would flip out. Because it is gorgeous. I'm telling you, when I saw that Shovel Knight, I was like, I want that so bad. Like, you know, with me with details and figurines.
Yeah.
All I saw, I mean, it was like, you know, Shovel Knight, but all I saw was the gravel.
Yeah.
Gems, and they're so rich.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. No more. I can go talk on hours on that. Gorgeous.
All right. So next question for Gandakris comes from Jason Herrera 80 on Twitter. And it's, what inspires / motivates you to make such awesome customs?
Ooh, it's kind of a long story. I'm gonna cut it short, but pretty much, honestly, it's people. You know, being in the fighting game community for so long, when I was quiet back then, I really didn't talk to people. I used my art as a way to express myself. So when I could make people really happy, and when they had that initial reaction, when they see my work, that's what I was addicted to. You know, the fact that they got exactly what they wanted, they loved it, you know, and they continuously thank you for doing such a good job. Like, that's what I love, is people's reactions. And I think I gave so many Amiibos away because every time the kids went over and they looked at it, I was like, oh my god, darling, come here, take the Amiibo home. I swear I won't tell anyone. So that was like my running joke. I would just give away,
that's
awesome.
Character.
More than a character, yeah.
Hold on, you're breaking up a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, I think my internet's just...
Chris, if you just run and restart your router, that's probably the best. Probably bring it right back.
Okay. I'm scared to do that because I suck at technology, so I feel like if I mess with it, it's just not going to... I really suck at technology. Like, I have to come over, like, hey, babe, can you fix the router? Like, I have no idea how to do it.
So you can leave the call, and then go restart your router, and then click the link in Twitter again, and it'll bring you right back.
Okay.
Can you listen? This is all you. Trust me. Listen to me.
Try it.
The power supply. Just unplug it for 30 seconds, and then plug it right back in, and you'll be fine.
All right, I'll be back. Hold on.
Okay. Awesome. Nobody ever heard from Gandakris again.
Bobby, you kind of provide the consumer viewpoint on this, so it's good to have you.
You didn't bring me here for my good looks, so you need me to do something.
Oh, she's back.
Yeah.
There we go.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
See, that would be the only way I would actually become an out-of-box collector, because I collect inbox, so there's no way, like, unless I had like that would be the only way I'd open packages.
You know what? You inbox collectors are a joke. Seriously.
Strict.
He hasn't listened to last week's podcast, Bobby, so he doesn't he doesn't know about the 10-minute rant of Bobby going on against inbox collectors.
Yeah.
I have not, no. Yeah. I'm scared to hear, but yeah, no, it's gotten to a point that it's ridiculous. Like, even like a little fault or a little crease would like bug my eye. Like, it would just like mess with my whole OCD.
Them out, man. If you don't take them out, you can't get cool stuff like this. You cannot get cool customs
if
you don't take them out.
You're very right. See, like something like that would make me want to actually open it.
Well, but here's the cool thing: if you talk to Xanakin's guy, she'll actually do an inbox. So she'll make one for you, inbox. Seth Hay will do the artwork, and you'll be set.
I love it.
Okay.
No, it's great.
Go ahead, let's pick back up where we were.
All right, Josue,
Okay.
we've got lots of background noise from you again.
Okay.
But okay, so picking up where we left off, Christine, you were talking about what inspires or motivates you to make such awesome customs.
Yeah, and I said people because you know, like I said, it's definitely more than a character to a lot of fans who like, you know, certain characters in Super Smash Bros. Or any character, Link or whatever, you know, because they connect with that character. It's kind of like their personality in this you know, video game. You know, so I completely understand when people want it customized to their liking. Because, you know, when I play Super Smash and I choose Pikachu, that's like my battle buddy. You know, he goes in me, he does all the battles for me, you know, and he's more than just a character, you know, and I completely understand when people flip out and they're so excited because it's cool to have something unique, you know, and you can tell when it's something that you really love and you really like it, you can tell that the artist put a lot of love into it. So that's why I love to do what I do, and I love to meet people. You know, I used to be scared of talking to people and meeting to people, but that's the reason why I like to do it. And you meet some amazing people, just some really bright figures. So.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Great. All right. So the next question was from at BananaFart76.
Yes, banana farts.
Yes, and it's any tips for starting or wanting to improve Amiibo artists?
All right. Well, the way I'll explain how I do it, and maybe someone can grasp different aspects or maybe use the same method. But when I try to do any custom, I picture in my head first. I don't do a lot of planning on paper. It's really mostly my head. But if you can or if you want, definitely draw it out because it helps a lot. Figure, know what you want to do with it, and then remove what you don't need. So whether it be like the arms or the legs or the ears or whatever it may be, keep in mind what you need to add as well. You know, when it comes to clay or any sorts of material. So definitely plan ahead first. I would, like I said, take apart the Amiibo, then put it back together again how you would want it to be. So, you know, add in the clay and then, you know, take your time too. I feel like people tend to rush, and that's what kind of messes them up. But I would say take your time on a lot of the projects too, because when you do take your time, it turns out to be way better than if you would have rushed it. So take your time, research your materials, because I use a lot of materials, but it really depends on my preference. Because there's some materials that are too soft or maybe too hard to work with. So research your materials. There's Maliput, there's Primo, there's Sculpey, a lot of stuff. And you know, if you ever want to learn anything, everything's online. You know, it's only like a Google entryway. You know, and it's right there and then for you to learn. So definitely take your time, and when it comes to painting, make sure you thin your paints, and just try your best. And honestly, if you're satisfied with it, someone is gonna love it to death. You know, so and like I said, the reason why I like it is because it's from all these different artists. So create your own style is, I think, the best way I can put it, is create your own style.
That's good advice. As another custom artist, my advice would be to check out our Amiibo's customization tutorials links. There's some, for beginners, it's a great place to start. I've got my own guide on there. I've got a video guide on how to make a Mega Man and the text and image guide on how to make Bowser. There's like 2 or 3 painting guides. There's a sculpting guide now. I think there's a few others. But that's a great place to start. Amiibo Alerts did their custom corners, I think it was, their video series on how to do customs, and then I think Amiibo News or Nintendo, I get so confused, Nintendo Inquirer, there's so many different things now. I think they have their own custom show as well.
Custom corner, yeah. Custom Conquest, yeah, there you go.
Ooh, no, I love it though. They're really good. Like, you know, and I love to teach people because I feel like if I were to teach them or hand off, it's like you can teach a person how to fish, or you can give a person a fish, or you can teach them how to fish, and that's way better to teach them because you never know if they can come up with a better way or and it's just amazing when people create their own things and it's different.
Yeah.
So I would love to see what people can create because I feel like that's what we as human beings on this planet is to create, and share that creation and inspire others. I love it when people are willing to teach others. That's how it should be.
Yeah, I get asked all the time, how do I do this? And I've got my go-to quick answer because I'm tired of answering it because it gets asked so often. But when people DM me and I'm like, hey, I want to do this myself, I'm very rarely I'm going to be like, no, I don't want to teach you how to. Well, actually, I've never done that. But I would never be like, no, I'm not going to show you how to do what I do. I'll point them to my customization guides that I've done and be like, go off this initially, and if you have other questions, feel free to message me again. These are the basics you need to know, but if you have other questions, I'm glad to answer them, kind of thing. So, but
and like I said, what people come up with when they get inspired. So
yeah.
This way.
All right, and so last question that we got from Twitter is from Seth Hay, everybody's favorite artist when it comes to logos, banners,
websites, everything you imagine.
His question, Christine, was, could we see the famous Nintendo Muppet execs as customs?
I saw the GIF, and it was hilarious, and I love it. I love it when people send in GIFs or whatever. But I would love to do a whole set. I would love to do a whole set when I have the time. And that's why I think as of recently, instead of taking on so many commissions, because I did that before, I want to be picky and allow myself time to be inspired again. Because when I remake the same thing over and over again, you kind of lose that creativity. So I'm trying to reorganize myself so I can jump into things and projects that I want to do. So maybe when I have the time, I definitely want to. I definitely want to, Seth. You are amazing, by the way, because I know you're going to see this. So you are amazing. But yes, hopefully soon.
All right, Bobby. I think you said you had a couple questions, right?
Yeah. So to me, the one thing that blows me out of the water is how rapidly you produce these things. How much time in a day are you dedicating to creating your amiibo?
Every day.
But how much time in a day are you taking? Like how long is it taking to do stuff?
You know what? I don't want to say it doesn't take too long. The best way I can explain it, because I get that question so many times, the best way I can explain it is that when I'm excited about a project, I will sit there from start to finish and just concentrate on it the whole time. Especially when a new amiibo comes out, like the Twilight Wolf, I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I felt really inspired because I know my sister loved Okami, so I wanted to do it justice. And yeah, I sat there from dusk to dawn, and I just did it. So it's really weird, but when I spend less time on it, the more inspired I was to do it, if that makes sense. So. Yeah. That's the best way I can explain it. But I work on about 15 groupings at a time. Gotcha. So when I'm waiting for one to go into clay, or if I'm waiting for one to dry, that's how I usually do it. Is that I make a lot of them with clay work, and then later on I'll move them all to painting. So.
For me, I like to draw. I'm actually drawing as I'm sitting here. So, but for me, I love to draw, and my dad taught me how to draw. Who was the person that inspired you to get into art and to lead you in this direction? I mean, obviously, this direction is your own choosing, but who's the one that was the gateway drug? Who hooked you up and got you into this?
Okay, so my sisters had a big part in this, and a lot of people don't know, but I have two sisters. One is I'm the middle child, so struggle life. But my older sister, she's a cosplayer, and my younger sister, she's heavily into video games. I'm like in the middle. I will go for anime and I'll go for video games, but you know, they both have their genres. So when we were kids, we loved Pokemon. We absolutely loved Pokemon. Our dad would use Pokemon as a way for us to eat. Like, if we finished our food first, we'd get to choose or decide what Pokemon card we wanted. So that's how in-depth it was. Because we were good kids, but when it came down to eating and then TV, we would watch TV instead. So it was not a good combination. But so my sisters and I, like, we loved anime and Pokemon, and we had the original 151 Pokemon poster. And this thing was big, but the Pokemon are still really small. And the thing that we lacked back then that kids have now is figurines. You know, they didn't have the cool Pokemon figurines or whatever. So I remember one day I was just like, you know what? Since you don't have a figurine, I'm going to draw it. So my first Pokemon that I ever drew was Blastoise. And I did that thing where when I'm inspired, I'll focus on it. So from dusk to dawn, I drew Blastoise, but not just drew him. Like, if I knew I made a mistake, I'd go back and erase it, you know, and I try to make it as accurate as possible. So I'd gotten pretty good at that, but the thing is, you know, when my sisters would battle with the paper figurines, they would rip. So I'd have to redraw it. So it gave me this, like, practice session as a kid to just practice art constantly, and a lot more influences, but that's where it initially started, was with my family, and then my dad teaching me how to color in the lines and stuff like that. So,
of the Amiibo artists that are out there, and this is where it gets a little difficult, but are there any of them out there that, like, you see their stuff that they're doing and it inspires you, or like who do you in the Amiibo community or customizers? It doesn't have to be Amiibo, because there are customizers that are doing stuff for other stuff too, like Pops and all that. Like, who's somebody that you look at and go, like, I aspire to make them look at me the way that others look at me?
A lot of artists that inspire me, man, I can just list them all. Nomad's Customs, he does amazing work. Kick Ash,
yes.
We're gonna see each other. It's gonna be like fireworks this year. Xander Sky, she's amazing. I just love them all. Evilos, my God, I don't think people give him enough credit.
Yeah.
When you see these things in person, the detail in it and how clean the work is, it is so gorgeous. And for me, I know my favorite part, if I were to see him work on it, is when he glosses them, because the colors just pop.
Yeah.
And people, you know, like going back to Reddit, they don't understand. And the remark that I get, and I understand that other artists get, is that, you know, when they come up to my booth, they're like, you know what, this looks better in person.
Yes.
So I feel like people are forgetting, you know, when you judge something online, wait till you see it in person, and it's going to change your perspective on it. So for me, just a lot of artists.
I love seeing the Crimson Mewtwo that you guys made together. I thought that was amazing. Like, I saw it, like, I know that I've seen a lot of Amiibo's customs, but that one, especially with the collaboration between both of you, was wow. Like, to this day, it's one of my favorites out of all of them. I love it.
For Hustler just turned into a robot for a minute.
Yeah, for a second. For me, I actually have the blue Sapphire Pikachu from Evilos, and the same thing you say, like, the pictures do it zero justice at all. And when I first started collecting Amiibo and seeing the customs, I was a fan of Evilos immediately, and I became more of a fan of the man because he is such a good guy that people don't even realize. Like, he has this mystique that he's arrogant and cocky, but it's not him at all. Like, I want to tell a quick story, and I told this off air when I interviewed him, but this to me was the type of guy he was. I was supposed to go to last year. I was supposed to go to the Philadelphia Wizard World, and he had shown a picture of the Mega Man that he did, and I tweeted, and I was like, "Oh my God, that's awesome! You know, are you going to be at the Philadelphia, Wizard World? I'd really like to meet." And he said, "No, I'm not going to be there." And he said, "Send me a direct message." So I did, and then he was like, "Hey, text me your phone number." So I texted him, and next thing you know, he called me, and he was like, "I'm going to give you how many people are going? I said, me and my wife. He goes, I'm going to give you guys VIP tickets to go. And he called Wizard and was like, these 2 people are coming, give them free admittance and all that stuff, and take care of them. And unfortunately, I got sick that week that I was supposed to go, and I couldn't go. But, like, he's just a class act through and through, and people don't see that. And so I just wanted to kind of to tell people, like, if you think he's a jerk, yeah, he's kind of a jerk. No, I'm just kidding. But he's just a good guy. He really is a good guy.
He is. He's such a sweetheart. The first time, like, when I started talking to him, he was open to any type of questions. Like, he will give you the time of day. Yep. And when I met him at Wizard World, I had to hug him because he's such a nice person.
Yes.
Even that night, we actually got to hang out, and we had deep conversations, and I got to understand where he was brought up and how he got into the customization world. Yeah. And he's seen, his experience versus mine is nothing compared. I have nothing compared to him. He has so much experience with having to deal with communities and stuff like that. So he was so inspiring to hear, and he was giving me tips, and he's just amazing. He's such a nice person. So I really, it disheartens me when people talk bad about his work when they don't even know him and they haven't seen it in person. Yeah. And it's never positive, criticism too. And it's sad. I just hate it. I hate it when anyone gets that kind of rebuttal.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop asking questions because I know Joshua is going to, he's ready to pull his skin.
Oh, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I don't have any more. I'm just teasing. Yeah. He's been chomping at the bit that he wants to open this package. So I think we should let him open this package.
All right. So, well, I guess, that pretty much wraps it up. We'll go and cover a little bit more in a minute, but Josue, you want to open your package?
I do. Oh my god. Okay, so where do I start? Okay.
He's all good.
Okay, I am. I've been waiting for a whole week, so I can't wait to see. Honestly, thank you so much for sending this in.
Yeah, no problem.
It's Mason. Mason, all Mason sent you was an autographed picture of himself.
Yep.
So, I wouldn't mind. You seem like I would not mind.
It's a picture of his cat. You're not really getting.
So, there's.
He made the package glow, so you put it under the.
Right. Okay, wait, time out. I am a noob. Okay, let me see how the hell I can open this. Time out. Okay.
I wonder what it is.
I really wonder what it is too.
Well, so there's a couple things in there, but.
Okay, so wait, I almost have it open. But then again, I took forever to open stuff. Oh my lord. Okay, I'm using the scissor for this. Let's see, come on.
Let's whip out a master sword real quick. Just chop it in half.
Well,
are you serious right now?
What? Okay, we're getting that thing there.
Drum roll.
Okay, there you go. I think I took out the tape. So it's like, okay, this is where you're from. Okay.
Are you having some issues there?
Okay. I opened it. Okay.
Man.
Oh, through again. Okay. So there's paper.
Bojangles wrapper.
Wrappers, yes. That's awesome. Oh my god, thank you for getting me. Stop. Okay. Perfect.
Back up.
I love it.
Back up and show the camera.
Okay, so I was showing the camera. So the Pokemon toaster.
Oh.
Yeah, because my game's up super far away. I couldn't get one of these. Thank you so much.
There's more than one in there.
Oh my god, are you serious? That's awesome.
That is so good.
So there's
awesome.
I don't know how many. There's more. There's 3, maybe 4.
Wow, that's perfect. Literally, I'll post them every Oh my god, perfect. So here's number 3, guys. Can't wait. And oh my god, now there's actually 4. Okay. Upside
awesome.
down.
Good stuff.
That is awesome.
Yeah, so
perfect.
His GameStop is super far away, so I grabbed a bunch of extra
Pokemon
Day.
That's nice.
Super far away.
Alright, that's not all.
Oh wait,
No, it's him. for a second.
Hold on, Josue. Hold on.
He's that excited, guys. I would be that excited too. That is awesome, though.
Josue, stop. Josue, we can't hear you.
He can't hear us.
It's okay. He's really excited. So.
Yeah, he's not even looking at the camera. He don't even know what's going on.
Yeah.
It's okay. We'll enact it for him.
We'll just do the play-by-play for him.
It's still going. Okay.
Type it real quick. Like, hey, by the way,
He's not even looking up.
your mic isn't working.
Josue, what are you doing? Wait a minute. He looked up for He's talking. We can't even hear. That's funny.
Hold on.
Hold on. We can't hear you.
Oh.
Yeah, hold on. Hold on.
Oh.
He can't hear you. So
Hold on.
Put it back in the packet. We'll just redo it.
Okay, hold on. We couldn't hear you.
eject him out, and then he'll come back in.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Eject.
There you go.
I kicked my co-host out of the podcast.
There's a first for everything. He was too excited. That's why.
Yes.
So we'll let him calm down a little bit,
Yeah,
and then he'll go back in. That's cool, though. So you went to your game, shipped it to him?
No, so I went to GameStop and got the posters. The Jigglypuff is an Amiiglo.
Oh, that is awesome. What glows? The eyes?
Yeah, I put two white LEDs behind the eyes, and then like the whole thing sort of lights up.
That's awesome.
That is cool. That is so cool. Oh my gosh. By the way, like his body language, you can tell he loved it.
Oh, he was excited.
The voice might not true. We know he loved it, but that extent was like really high out there.
He's probably.
It just kept going. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That is awesome, though. That's really cool. Have you guys ever met in person, or?
No, we haven't actually. We just decided to do this podcast. Actually, it was listening to like Bobby and his group that kind of.
We inspire people. Apparently, I didn't know that we did, but apparently we do.
You know what I love to do one day is actually get a panel with anyone who has to deal with Amiibos, and I think it would be amazing to have, because me and Evos were talking about it. We'd love to have him MC it, and just everyone sit in a panel, and then if people in the audience want to come up with questions, they can come up and ask. I think that would be amazing to meet everyone. Amiibo News, AmiiboSteal, just everyone.
I wanted to, and I actually sent this out. I'm trying to get it together. I want to do like a customized creator like roundtable where I get everybody on camera and I'll moderate it and then have all of you guys. But I would have a list of questions for everybody and let everybody answer and all that stuff. And I had, because Evilos was like, yeah, I'm down for that. Like we had a bunch of people. Mason said he was interested. There was a bunch of us that were. So
heck yeah,
I had to figure it out and get it worked out.
I would so love to. We can all attend a convention. Oh my gosh.
Oh, good God, that'd be amazing.
Oh, man, I'd run around with you guys everywhere. You should have seen my boyfriend at Portland. He went crazy. And which is fine. I get it. He's into comics. Yeah. So he left, and he comes back with, like, $600 worth of comic books. And I was
my God.
Well, because he happened to find his #1, because his favorite character is the Flash, so he found this dream comic. And he was just like, they don't take card. Well, they do take card, but he was just like, but they mostly want it as cash for the deposit. Yeah. He looked at me, and I was just like, all right, here's cash.
Okay, all right, guys. Josue's back.
I'm back. Can you guys hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so I got a Jigglypuff Amiibo. This is literally awesome. Is this what I think it is?
It might be. You'd have to check and find out.
I'm gonna go check. Come out. Oh my God, I can't. I'm gonna go.
Live. This is live.
So,
like, forget the show. I'm done.
He's got the Wii U gamepad.
Yeah, let's do
that.
That
Is so cool.
Okay. Hey, Josue, turn off the lamp that's lighting up your face because it'll be too bright otherwise.
Okay, turns it off. Oh my God, I can actually finally train an Amiibo.
Yeah, it's amazing what you can do when they're out of box.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Oh my God, this is awesome. Come out. I can actually see. I have an Amiibo Power A stand like in the back. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
But I can actually finally put one on there. Time now.
I have one too. I actually use it.
Oh. See, I have it for display. That's okay.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's kind of the point of it. But there's nothing on it. Is our point.
Yeah, exactly.
I know.
But now there'll be something.
Why don't you put some boxes on it? Put like the Amiibo in the boxes on it.
The struggle's real. It's okay. This is, it's fun.
Yeah, can't wait. Okay, let's see. So I just scan it in.
No, hold the gamepad up on screen.
Yeah, hold the gamepad up on the screen.
Okay.
All right, now angle it so we can see the Amiibo in relation to the gamepad.
Will this work?
Show the face towards. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Click the Amiibo. Your gamepad turned off.
I totally, yeah.
All right, pull up the Amiibo screen.
Okay.
It's okay. This is how I was doing my router. You guys should have seen it. It was a struggle. I was like, what do I do? But I figured out the router, so it's okay. You got this, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you for believing. Okay, click. So games and more, right? Okay.
Games and more Amiibo.
Amiibo.
Okay. All right, now hold it up on screen.
Okay.
All right, now do it. You already scanned it.
Did I already scan it? Okay, let's try this again. Take two. No, I already scanned it. Time out.
You have a smartphone?
I do.
Does
but
it
I'm not sure if it I'm not sure. Let me see. I don't think it does. Oh my god, I don't. I see. I have an iPhone 6 Plus. I don't have it.
Yeah, iPhone. Forget about it.
Okay.
Wait, do I turn off the lights? Do I turn off the lights to see if it if it goes from there?
It's fairly bright. It's just.
I don't see it because literally I'm not even touching the gamepad. Like, I have it right here and it scans right in.
Wow. Okay, that's a really strong NFC chip. Okay. Make whatever adjustments you're gonna make to it, like give it a nickname or whatever, and then when it says place the Amiibo on to save, just leave it sitting on the gamepad. Like hold it sitting, and it'll flash.
Okay, so let me put Satisfy is the owner of this Amiibo. Check.
Bobby, what are you drawing right now?
I did this. Let's see. I was just doodling a little bit.
That's awesome.
It's a little character.
Okay.
I just got the iPad Pro.
Oh yeah, iPad Pro?
Yeah, with the pencil.
Yeah.
And I love that thing. I draw on that like every day.
It's glowing. Okay, it's glowing.
All right, he's got it.
I don't know if you guys can see it.
Working it.
Is it blinking? Yeah, it's blinking.
It's not showing up on the camera that well.
I don't think it's gonna pick it up.
I'll put a picture of what it looks like in.
I'll put a picture.
Okay.
Cool though.
I mean, let me try to turn off the light. Maybe that can help.
But Bobby, if you ever do box art, let me know.
What's that?
If you ever do box art, let me know.
Oh
I would
Lord.
love to different artists and stuff. Do box art. Come, box art.
Okay. I'll try it. I'll give it a whirl. See what I can come up with.
You never know. It's so fun. If I can feature as many people,
Yeah.
I would. So, you just stay low. We got it.
I'm trying to see.
He's trying so hard. He wants to show it off, but he can't.
I really can't.
Okay. Well, it glows.
Yes.
And I'll put a picture up of it, and as you can tell from the fact that he got so excited the computer glitched out. So.
So sorry.
We felt your energy all the way. So.
I said he had to wait. I had that done like 2 weeks ago, so it's been.
Are you serious? Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. I'm trying
You're
to see
welcome.
how I can have
And
it
now you
glowing.
can train it, and if you can beat it, then maybe you'll be able to beat me.
Maybe. Okay, we'll find out. Let's go. I love it.
All right.
Thank you so much.
So, you're very welcome. All right. So with that, we need to feature our custom Amiibo of the week, and we typically do an Amiibo from the artist that we have on. So I figured the Okami
yes.
Amiibo from Christine would be pretty much perfect. So we'll have a nice picture of that up, and as for our custom amiibo of the week or whatever.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. That's awesome. This is a good podcast. We should do this again. It's happening. Gotta do it again. Or a panel. Either way, I'll be satisfied with either. I'll travel to you guys.
Awesome.
Sounds good to me. I don't travel. I'm poor. So Animazement is like Animazement in Raleigh is like the only one I've been to. So and I only went once.
Or two.
Yeah. So with that.
I was just saying I would love to have a panel with everyone, just so I can meet everyone too.
That's awesome.
So we'll make it happen. 2016.
Yes.
It'd be awesome.
All right. So that's pretty much all we've got today. I guess our guests can do their shout-outs for their channels, everything you've got. So Bobby, why don't you kick us off?
You can follow me Instagram, Twitter at the Geek Gurus. I am on YouTube. Just look up the Geek Guru. I do a lot of we have the podcast, the Geekcast. We have another one, a Splatoon-centric podcast that I do as well. That's called the Ink Strike Podcast, and that's pretty much it.
All right, Christine, how about you?
Gandakris on YouTube. Yep, all that stuff. That's what I do. So. Yep.
Right. So since that kind of glitched out for a second, she's Gandakris on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube.
Facebook, I don't know, just a lot. I'm testing the waters this year, so we'll see. We'll see what I come up with.
Do it all.
Yes. And I'm Mason. Oh, it's stuck on Christine. Hold on. All right. I'm Mason. I'm do Amiiglows on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and that's pretty much it. Josue?
And I'm Josue. I'm from AmiiboSteal, so we're on Twitter, Instagram, and on Facebook. So you can catch us up on there too.
All right, guys. It's been a blast, and thanks for being here.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
And it was great having Bobby back, and Christine, it's great to have you on for the first time, and hopefully we'll have you back soon.
Yes, of course, of course. I loved it.
Right.
Everything.
Great. All right. That's
Thank you
been
so much.
Touch Base Podcast Global Forward.
Woo!